As health workers, as citizens of the world, and as humans, our lives and daily experience has been launched into turmoil. This video was commissioned just before COVID-19 made its mark. As humans, health workers provide a superhuman facade and participate in superhuman endeavor. COVID-19 has highlighted our humanity. We are at risk, we get sick, and some of our family, friends, and colleagues have died. As humans, we dedicate this video to health workers who care for our fellow humans, those who have come before and those who will come after us, dedicating our lives to serving humanity, no matter what the cost.
A good day in anesthesia is about getting a scared, sick patient through a surgery that they probably don't want to have, but getting them through that safely.
I enjoy anesthetics just because of the controlledness of the environment.
And I think what's kept me coming back is the people. You get to work with fantastic people.
Our focus is mainly on patient safety and delivering excellent care.
It's an absolute blessing to be able to share such a vulnerable time with patients.
The smile or the thank you at the end of the day that I don't bargain on and I don't actually look for, somehow it does something for people doing medicine.
2 medical doctors appeared in the Johannesburg Magistrates Court today for allegedly performing botched surgeries on children, resulting in fatalities.
If any time there was a mishap and matters had to be handled by the police, it would be absolute chaos in this country.
What will happen in our country if doctors go to work every day, and I'm one of them, and we fear that if any medical complication happens, without any investigation afterwards, what's going to happen to the system and to me?
People have to understand that from where we stand, it's not just the 2 doctors that are on trial, it's the medical system that's on trial.
You know, COVID-19 has sort of leveled the ground. We suddenly have to choose between looking after ourselves, looking after our family, as well as looking after the patients. It's a difficult decision to make. Who do we put first?
I think keeping the patient at the center of the focus for the healthcare team is always going to be a challenge.
A lot of people think that when you're working in the private sector, there's, there are no challenges. And there are. I mean, where I work, there are always challenges.
You don't always have the opportunity to, have all the equipment that you may require at your disposal.
I think a major problem of the healthcare system globally is money.
We're working within tighter and tighter budgets, trying to provide better and better care.
A lot of the times our hands are tied. We're part of a system
that impacts directly on our standard of care.
I've been thinking about something recently, this idea of moral injury we've talked about before, how, healthcare workers really are burning out because they're suffering this conflict. They want to do the right thing for the patients, but they don't have the tools or the resources or the autonomy. When it turns out that we are prevented from doing the right thing for another human being, that causes moral distress. And you do that again and again and again and again, and it's codified by your health system that's like, no, you did the right thing. That's the way to do it. But you didn't do the right thing. And what happens? You take that suffering home. When that constantly happens, good people in a terrible system start to break, and that's what we're seeing.
So that build-up of knowing what needs to be done versus knowing what can be done, it erodes you. No, a bad day for me is when I have a complication, or I hear that a patient has died, or some unexpected, for me, that's bad.
As a doctor, you live with that for the rest of your life. Never leaves you. You never get over it.
I know of at least 2 other colleagues that have made the decision to end their life.
You deal with other colleagues who's been through tough and difficult situations. And all those things add up to the burden that you carry with you.
What happens in our workplace cannot be denied. It does have an impact on our personal life.
You realize that this comes very close to home, that this person is you.
Anesthesia stands out, unfortunately, as being particularly unwell.
All doctors are at a higher risk of suicide.
SASA started about 6 or so years ago, the Wellness in Anaesthesia Support Group. And the intent of the Wellness in Anaesthesia Support Group was to try and identify ways in which we as colleagues could reach out and provide a greater level of support to our members.
To be able to stay on top of something like that, you have to be realistic, I think. Playing golf badly helps.
I think the more we talk about our bad experiences, the better it is amongst our colleagues.
Having a sense of camaraderie amongst the fraternity.
If you don't have support around you, you definitely need to seek out people that can support you.
I do believe that a lot of people who battle, actually the first thing they do is they start to cut down on the things really that provide relief. You know, so they say, I'm so busy, so I can't do as much sport, or I can't do as much sleep. For me, those are really big flags that they're not coping.
We all do understand where you come from.
And again, family, I cannot stress that enough, you know, to say having a strong family base, you know, people always bring you back to earth.
You have to learn to accept that everybody can make mistakes and that we are just human.
To be able to work well as a healthcare worker, we need to make sure that we perform self-care to the best of our ability, because that's the only way we can give patients 100% care.
Fixing the healthcare system is a big undertaking. It can be done.
We have to be innovative in the way we use human personnel.
With any kind of change, there's always strength in numbers.
But putting yourself out there and trying to be part of the change is actually, for me, what it all boils down to.
You need ethical, trusted, and respected leadership.
We need to work in an environment that's better resourced.
You may have to sacrifice certain things to achieve success in the system, in the healthcare system. What we can't sacrifice: honesty, integrity, and ethics.
Patients always need to be our top priority, you know, bottom dollar, or how many calls I can do a month, or how much tax I need to pay. The patient should be the focus.
If you enjoy working as part of a team and you can handle the dynamic personalities that make up a theatre space, then this is for you.
And you are informed about the sacrifices in terms of family time and the implication of the speciality on your personal life, then I think it's important to really give yourself the best chance to survive this career.
When we practice patient-centered care and we continue to work hard at that, we won't lose our way, because that is our strength, is our knowledge of how to treat patients. No other people in the system can tell you how best to treat patients.
Important to remember why you chose to do anesthetics in the first place, and to remember that the people in front of you are vulnerable, they're scared, and they need your help.
As long as we know that we have done our best, that is the best anyone can do, and we need to remember that.
And lastly, and most importantly, have fun with what you do, because if you don't, then your career just becomes a job as opposed to being a passion.